Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Kalala, how about Shemiah, Shai, about Shemar, Kakodash, double honors to the apostles, and others, great millstone, Shalom to lawfully elect. I'm a warrior from the Modesto camp, Modesto, California, Israelite camp. And, shoot, man. I'm gonna just do this little video, just, man, about growth, maturing, just speaking in the spirit, I guess, because hey, we could do that, man. We could just speak in the spirit, quote scriptures, things like that. Because it's really in us, especially you being sincere, you going through all these different things, and it's a process, man. This whole thing is a process. All right. Um, shoot. Main thing I was gonna bring up and talk about is just be careful with having too much fun, man. Be careful with alcohol. It's the main thing. Um, you know, you read in the scriptures and it talks about uh, what's the strongest, thing in the world? What things of the world have the most strength? And wine and women were like, and that's constantly talked of in the scriptures, wine and women, being um two very strong things, very strong spirits in the world, man. Of course, the truth being the greatest because nothing can come against the truth. As it tells you in the scriptures, you can't do anything against the truth before the truth. The truth proves all things. The truth moveth through all things. The truth reveals all things. But yeah, wine and women, alcohol and women, man. And those two things, all right. Um, those are those are demons. And one thing that I've come to realize for myself is like, man, I can't even, you know, drink a little bit because, man, like if I'm gonna drink something, I would have to drink like one glass of wine, maybe like one 5 ounce, just very small, something that's not gonna impact me too much, because man, just drinking a little, just indulging a little bit, I'll lose a whole day. I won't work out the next day. You know, I won't eat as good. I might eat a cheeseburger or some shit. And it just throws me off. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all this shit, man. I'm tired of this world. I'm tired of everything, bro. I'm just sick of this place. You know, this place is hell. And one thing that I found, like, you might get all kinds of stuff done, and man, I just completed a whole bunch of tasks, and I did all this, and then you be like, man, I'm gonna have a drink, which is fine. But there's one thing that I've noticed, you know, that is a constant, always goes down like this, man, is if you are in a heavy spirit and you drink, if you like, man, there's all this shit happening, I got all this shit I gotta do, there it's just one thing after another, the shit is just piling on. I need a drink. That's the worst. That's the worst time. If you have that, yeah, you got all this stuff going on. You like, man, I need to. You're like, man, I got all this shit going on. I need to have a drink. That'd be the worst time to have a drink, bro. You shouldn't even do it. Cause you just got too much stuff going. It's better to just deal with everything you got going on, man. And that's being responsible. And that's something that comes with maturing and growing, and you got to be responsible. You got to save your money. You got to work hard. You got to you know really focus on, all right, making sure that you're on point in everything that you possibly can be on point in. All right, with the videos, with the spirit, with, all right, reading, with your health, your diet, which that's your health and your diet are the same thing. So you're making sure, and if you have a diet that's centered around health, that's that's the cheapest diet. So you're gonna save money in that way. All right, being responsible, taking care of your business, your bills, your financial, state of well being, and things happen. Like, man, some motherfucker just, while I was at work, parked up in the parking lot, some asshole just smashed into my car and fucking left. And so now I gotta hit up the insurance, you know, which I already did. I gotta pay, out of pocket so much money, and it ain't fucking cheap, you know. And then they'll cover like the rest of it or whatever, But things like that. That's why it's important to be responsible with your money, be responsible with your health. Because if you're responsible with your health, all right, you ain't gotta go to the doctor, you ain't gotta pay money out of that, just all that stuff, man. And alcohol, we knew somebody that he racked up a debt, just constantly getting in trouble because of alcohol, man. you know, having court fees and shit, like court dates and court fees, and all of it was, medical bills. Dude, dude, broke his collarbone and shit, broke his leg in half, like, oh, crazy ass shit, man. All because of alcohol, because he couldn't stop drinking, and he didn't even have it. He really didn't even have it bad. It was just a demon that he, couldn't stop. All right, messing with. So alcohol is dangerous and very destructive, man. And so were women. They're dangerous and very destructive, and they'll put demons on you. The woman will make you want to drink. The woman will want to spend all your money, and it's just, we're in a time, especially now in 2026, where it's like, man, it's late in the game. They gotta really be about business and just cut off whatever the fuck is causing issues and problems, and do what's best for you, you know? Really do what's best for you, man. All right. Um well, and when I mean do what's best for you, I mean, of course, in the spirit of your, how about you, outside? Do what's best for you. Do what's best for your walk. Do what's best for you to be able to serve the Lord to the best of your ability, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. All right, to be as on point as you can be in the way Yahweh Shem Shai will want you to move. All right, all these different mistakes and all this different bullshit and all these different, spirits, like, You gotta learn. You can't just continue on in the same. You gotta get better. You gotta have a pattern of learning and growing and getting better, not getting worse and worse, or staying, in that same fucking loop. You gotta get out of that shit, man. Speaking of myself, of course, first and foremost, you know. So, yeah, just a little something to think about, man. Cause I know for me, like I was like, man, I decided, cause I had that spirit on me. I'm like, man, going through some stuff. It's like, man, I need a drink. I'm gonna get a drink, man. And I ended up losing a whole day because of it, man. A whole day, just cause and things that I would usually prepare and get ready, things that I would usually do. All right, that's beneficial, and just all that shit went right out the well, not shit, but all that stuff just went right out the window, all because of one bad decision. So it's just something to think about. Do what's best for you to improve yourself in the spirit of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to improve your spirit, to improve, you know, your spiritual health and your physical health and your mental health, because they all go together. All right. And a lot of this stuff that, you go through is, these different, you know, demons that are outside, you know, other people, other, things in the world that mess with you. You be at peace just chilling. You be at peace, doing your own thing, you know, just all Jake need is a bed and a way to upload, really. You know, simple ingredients to make food. Main things that I mess with are eggs, oatmeal, potatoes, frozen bags of vegetables, beans, brown rice, stuff like that. You stuff that's really cheap and you could buy in bulk. You know, you spend less than $100 and be able to eat for the next. Especially if it's you by yourself, you be able to eat for the next month, couple of months. You know, so you got a lot of these people that are in debt because are they struggling hella hard because they don't know how to live that simplistic life. They want to be out drinking, they want to be out partying, they want to be eating out, going out, they want to be, have, the best clothes and nice things, and jewel, they want to have a fancy ass car, they want all these different things, and it just racks up the expenses, man. But yeah, the main point was just be careful with drinking, be careful with women, be careful with, how you spend your money, cause man, Jake needs them survival skills, and we really don't need all this extra entertainment and extra stuff. All right, there's one scripture I'll get. It says, First Timothy 6:6. It says, but God actually, not yeah, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. All right. having food and raiment, let us be there with content. That's all you really need. That's all you really need, man. So hopefully it's edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to your help. Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakwadash, double honor to the apostles, and those are great millstones. Shalom. So hopefully let